All right, your diet's not the problem. After waking up for the past 60 days and not having obsessive food thoughts, I truly feel like I have control over my eating habits. At first, obviously, it seems super simple, just say no to the food, right? Wrong. Uh, after a workout, after hanging out with my friends or my boys, or watching some form of entertainment, or whatever like activity I want to enjoy, my mind always began to wander towards food again. The thought of food would consume me to the point where I couldn't enjoy watching the show or enjoy being with my boys. I just wanted to say, "Oh, let's grab some food," or order that pizza or whatever I was craving at the time. I knew that if I ordered it or went out to eat or something, I would spiral. Either I would go home and eat more after I eat out, or I would just keep on eating whatever's in the house. Um, and food that I didn't even want. All this fighting broke down my willpower, led me to eat the foods that ruin my mental health, my body, all the progress I was trying to make in the gym. For months, I stayed at the same exact spot, barely gaining any muscle, looking and feeling worse, feeling bloated, being disgusted with myself. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did step by step to win this battle against myself, so you can make real progress in your health and fitness goals. So, the endless cycle. What you eat directly impacts how you feel, how you look, but that's not the reason why you keep overeating. If you're anything like me, you've probably forced yourself into a diet, push through because, oh, just push through. You want to get the results, you want to get the body. Don't complain because it's a masculine thing to do, um, and to get the reward, right? The ability to take your shirt off and fit in the clothes and have confidence in social settings, status, attention. But I would get the body temporarily, and then I would lose it every single time. I would only be lean for a certain amount of time. I would only be able to sustain those diets for a certain amount of time, and I would end up relapsing to my old eating habits, or sometimes even worse them. Every single time I hopped on a new diet the night before, I would binge eat, I would overeat, I would just order pizza, I would do something just to like get that tasty food in my system, and I would also try to incorporate cheat meals during my cuts, and I would either feel terrible the entire week or end up relapsing fully again. The cycle felt like it would never end. Let me just move this real quick for you guys. Okay, so the core concept: the brain is the foundation of our being, and the command center, and also the command center, kind of like the foundation of a building. You don't want it to be weak. Okay, a stressed a stressed, tired, and a healthy brain sends inefficient signals leading to poor performance, leading to slower recovery, increased risk of injury. You're basically just like weakening yourself with a poor with a weak brain, with a stressed, unhealthy brain. You're putting a ceiling on your potential. You might see some results, you might see good enough results for yourself, but um, you'll never break through to the next level if you don't master your mental health and strength and willpower and everything like that. Your body isn't just connected to your brain; it's a physical representation of its health. Train and recover your mind with the same intensity as your body, and don't look at the anomalies. Okay, compare yourself to normal people. Don't compare yourself to people who don't sleep well or don't eat well and still achieve a good physique, because uh, chances are you're not the anomaly. At least I wasn't. I always thought, oh, I don't need sleep. I'm building a good body. I built a solid physique. Not really caring about how I was sleeping, not really caring about like eating protein immediately after the workout or whatever. And I built like a solid physique, and I was thinking, oh, I don't need all that. But don't compare yourself to an anomaly. Chances are you're probably more towards the average person. Um, our bodies are literally the physical representation of our brain's health. The healthier your brain is, the healthier your mental health is, and the stronger your willpower will be, and the fitter your body will be. You will literally increase the ceiling for yourself. Okay, um, So stress floods your body with cortisol and prolonged chronic high cortisol levels, which directly impact promote fat storage in your abdomen, breaking down muscle tissue, reducing protein synthesis, working directly against your fitness goals. And even if you don't have chronically high cortisol levels, any spike in your cortisol is inversely correlated with dips in testosterone, literally limiting your will to push. And yeah, willpower can be improved and strengthened through workouts, but poor mental health will drain it so fast. Making too many decisions, like thinking about too many decisions, overthinking all this stuff will just drain your willpower quickly. So, um, although I pushed through whatever diet that I was doing, starving myself or whatever I was doing, right? And achieving low body fat percentages, because yeah, at the end of the day, it is calories in, calories out. I would always feel super anxious. I felt like I wasn't allowed to touch my favorite foods again. I developed a scarcity sort of mindset. Um, the reason the diet got my body fat weight down, obviously, is because calories in, calories out at the end of the day. And I felt awful. Okay, I honestly, it got to a point where I was just thinking about food all the time. I couldn't enjoy time with my friends, enjoy whatever I was doing. Yeah, hopping on a diet and starving yourself for your to achieve the reward of a better body. It just it's just not the way. Okay, all it's going to do for you to hop on an extremely restricted diet is just develop a scarcity mindset, feeling like you're never going to eat your favorite food again. And you have to acknowledge the fact that you need to be disciplined and have willpower, but this is not the way. I always knew that I had issues with overthinking, but I never thought that it caused my overeating or it stemmed from anxiety. I started journaling inconsistently when I was younger, and I took it a bit more seriously a few months ago and started journaling on my phone. And that helped my anxiety, but um, not until I bought a physical journal did it fully help my overthinking and overeating. But in the beginning, just doing it on my phone lowered my anxiety, helped indirectly help my overeating habits and my training and socialization and everything. If you're overthinker like me, if you're anything like me, just racing thoughts through your head, writing your thoughts down on paper will slow down your thoughts, help you understand your thoughts, make connections, make sense of them rather than allowing them loop through your mind like all day or like whenever like you really get into like a overthinking sort of mode. It's just like looping back like in your head. Honestly, or thinking about how much I used to overthink makes my head spin and makes me a bit dizzy. But at this time I also started listening to a bit of calming music, which also helped me out. But journaling is really what helped me. Yeah, the shift indirectly helped my social life, my training. And I was watching one of Hamza, a YouTuber's old videos on mental health, and he recommended journaling and meditating daily, um, which was supposed to strengthen your mind and help you make better decisions and focus better because meditation is literally the practice of focus. Okay, and I started implementing these daily. Okay, yeah, meditation is practice involuntary discomfort. You're literally just training your focus. So before we dive more into this, let's face some limiting beliefs, okay? Uh, anything that you're thinking that you can't do is literally placing a ceiling in your potential. You must understand the your limiting beliefs will literally hold you back in everything in life, okay? You're literally creating thoughts in your head that are creating a roadblock, a ceiling between you and success, or a wall between you and success. Um, Limiting beliefs are self-constructed ceilings that you can break by shifting your mindset. Um, I know it sounds silly, but literally just tell yourself or write down the fact that you can achieve your goals or and far above them. You don't know what you're capable of unless you just give it a shot. And you, like, when I say try, I mean you genuinely push your limits until like you can't anymore. Trying isn't just trying once and then being like, oh, I can't do it. No, no, no. Like, literally see how far you can go. You just have to. People just give up because they don't give themselves enough time. You have to just create. You have to just give yourself a long enough time frame for you to achieve your goals. Limiting beliefs also generate unnecessary cortisol in your body, especially if you're training hard, eating right, and not seeing results. Even if you're doing almost everything physically right, if your mental health leads to chronically high cortisol levels or spikes in cortisol, it will lower your testosterone. Okay, even if you don't have chronically high cortisol, you don't want any unnecessary dip in testosterone. Now there are exceptions to high cortisol not affecting your goals when your belief that cortisol and stress is good for you, it'll impact it less. But it's and if your belief is strong enough to push past like plateaus that stress would normally not allow you to do, you still don't want your testosterone to dip. Okay, like even if you believe that stress is good for you, and the belief itself is strong enough for you to push past plateaus, you still don't want any form of higher cortisol. Now, every single time you buy into a limiting belief, like, oh, blah, blah, I can't get lean, or this is too hard, or I couldn't do that, or I don't see the point in doing that, or it's not even worth it, or like anything that'll like uh, uh, place a wall between you and your success. Um, it triggers a stress response. Okay, this isn't good stress. This isn't good stress that you get from like uh benching heavy in the gym, or doing a heavy squat, or facing a challenge that you know that you can take. It's de-stress. Okay, it's the come that comes from anxiety, feeling out of control. It floods your body with cortisol. You do not want cortisol. Okay, you don't want, like, it's cortisol that stems from anxiety. You don't want de-stress. Okay, uh de-stress is formed through like negative beliefs, anxiety, feeling out of control. This is the kind that generates harmful chronic cortisol. And honestly, I probably had a bunch of de-stress when I had overthinking, like obsessive overthinking thoughts of like food and all this stuff, because I felt that like I couldn't control it. I felt out of control. um Now there's also a good kind of stress. Okay, eustress, the kind where you feel like you can face a challenge. Like, for example, a few weeks ago, I changed my training style, and I've been doing a bit more heavy lifts, and I haven't benched heavy, like super heavy, in a long time. This is about a month ago. I stopped benching like super heavy, and I went back to it, and I knew I could face the challenge, but it was like slightly scary. But I felt like a good kind of stress where like I was like, oh, I can do this, or like feeling like you can bench that, or feeling like you can pass that exam, or you can just like you can succeed on whatever challenge that you're facing. The belief alone can change your body's response, like the belief that you feel like you can face a challenge that you can handle. If you believe that the stress of a hard workout is making you stronger, you change the psychological impact. Okay, the bottom line is that you cannot outtrain a brain that's working against you. Your limiting beliefs are actively lowering your hormones, and you're working so hard to elevate. Even with a positive mindset, with stress and cortisol, you don't want to live with chronically high cortisol. Okay, the psychological suppression of testosterone is real. This is all mental. Overeating is all mental. It's all up here. Had to grab some water. Anyway, I'm back. So, mindset and changing the reward. Okay, again, this is silly. You probably don't want to do this, but say it out loud or write it down. Just grab a pen and paper, or at the very I don't want you to put it on your phone. Like, say it out loud or write it down. I don't want you to touch your phone to do this. You have to say out loud or write down to or do something in order for your brain to understand that at some point in the future you will eat, you will order food, you will eat processed garbage, or some sort of seed oil, or some sort of thing that's just terrible for your body, that's going to make your acne flare, it's going to make your acne worse, it's going to make you bloat, it's going to make you feel terrible, but it's good. Okay, you're going to do it, you're human. Just say this out loud. Oh, let me just move this. Just say it out loud, and it's a normal part of life. This is not no cope, okay? But this is just, excuse me, this is you understanding that you're human. You taking the step towards allowing yourself to cheat consistently, just you taking a step closer to overeating and spiraling out of control again. Okay, you don't want to do that. This point, the point of doing this is understanding that you're human, and it's okay. It's okay to mess up. Okay, we're not robots. The point is to remain disciplined with good habits and strive to be the best version of yourself. Okay, push yourself to see how far you can actually go. Like, you can, like, it's not gonna, you're gonna survive not eating that pizza, you're gonna survive not eating the ice cream, you're gonna survive not eating that burger, you're gonna feel better eating whole foods and eating healthy and remain disciplined. Your level of happiness and your level of happiness will literally increase because you perceive yourself as higher, because you're doing stuff that you thought you couldn't do. You have to push yourself and see how far you can actually go. Okay, during cuts, I limit eating out and stop eating out entirely towards the last few weeks. And like for 8 or 9 months out of the year, like I fully stay on whole foods. Those 3 to 4 months, I tend to eat out often during the week with my friends. If I'm on vacation or holiday or something, I eat out, obviously, right? But when I stay on my diet, when I'm on, like, towards the end of cuts, I rarely go out to eat. But if I do, um, I track calories. I make sure to not go over my calorie goal. Okay. Again, this part of the video is for you to understand that at the end of the day, we're humans. Remain disciplined, but don't expect to be perfect. Okay. The reason why I spiraled out of control and just like ruined my eating habits, fell into a rut, was because I was expecting myself to be perfect. Okay, I literally didn't let myself eat out. I didn't let myself touch any form of junk food, any form of processed food. I was cooking everything. I was lowering my calories. I was losing weight. I was losing fat, and also losing muscle too, because I was not eating enough. Um, we've all been there. Oh, I've been there. I've done that, and I know to not go that far anymore. Me expecting myself to be perfect just causes a scarcity mindset. Okay, the point is to push yourself as hard as you can, but to not torture yourself. We're not robots. We're humans. Okay, so changing the reward in your brain from eating processed junk food, as like the reward of after a long cut, oh yay, I can eat again, blah blah blah, right? Change the reward from eating whatever garbage that you want to eat to feeling and looking awesome, like just like feeling great, looking good, getting leaner, getting stronger, and like living the life with the physique, instead of making the reward in the same food that you're already eating. That's making you feel terrible. Okay, like it really doesn't make sense saying it out loud, but um at least that's how I thought about it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get cut so then I can eat that pizza and not feel bad about it. That's not how it works. Okay, you're literally gonna feel like your body doesn't like eating the pizza from whatever restaurant that you're gonna eat it from. um I accepted that I would eat out and enjoy time with my friends and family, but shifting my identity to one of like health and like fitness oriented, and making sure my mental health is good, my physical health is good, everything, skin good, gym good, all that stuff. Shifting my identity to more towards like this gym guy who cares about his health, prioritizes mental health, all the stuff. Um, Shifting my identity to that made it so I wouldn't want to eat processed junk food, because that identity wouldn't want to eat that stuff. He wouldn't want to put like poison in his body. Um, and eating processed food would cause momentum, like a negative spiral, which would make it easy for me to overeat and spiral out of control. It's literally just like a habit. You eat a little bit, it'll be like, oh, I'll have a little bit more. For me, at least, with my overeating habits, it's like I can have a little bit of food, I just want more. I need the dopamine. Okay, I need it, and it's better to avoid it over in general. I understood that processed food does not serve my body in any way, shape, or form, and it would just make me feel worse, taking me one step closer to my old habits. Just steer clear away from it, okay? As much as you can. Um, the past 60 days, I basically just not touched any form of like processed like junk food, okay? Junk food, especially like candy, desserts, um, that kind of stuff will just make it super easy for you to spiral out of control. Okay. Um, if you're anything like me, processed food is just way too tasty. Okay, it's the worst thing you can have. For me, one thing I'm actually never gonna have again. Like even um in like the last rut that I had, which was a few months ago, I'd never touched Takis. Okay, in high school, I used to, yes, I know Takis, blah blah, whatever. I love them. I could eat an entire family size bag and then still want more. Okay, that's how bad it was. And I would just keep eating. I just wanted the dopamine. It just tasted like it was just like it was like drugs to me. Okay, never done drugs, but it was like drugs to me. Like I fully know and have come to terms with this. Like just never touching Takis again. Like it's been years since I touched a singular Taki. I think. Mm, Yeah, no, I definitely haven't touched a singular Taki in the past 2 years. Yeah, I fully know and have come to terms with this, and I know that there'll be some point in time where I'll eat out, definitely enjoy food, go out during vacation, enjoy life, but to not overdo it. Okay, I eat out with my friends. Again, for like three to 4 months out of the year, I frequently go out to eat. If I'm on vacation, I'm gonna go out to eat. I'm gonna do all that, right? But track it at the bare minimum. Track it. Eat whole foods for most of the time. So positive thoughts. Boom. Okay, so the cycle of feeling like you can't do it will literally stop you from achieving your goals. Okay, so similar to limiting beliefs, but this is more about generating positive thoughts in your mind. Okay, I had a terrible experience having just like negative thoughts towards myself, and like I used to be like pretty positive when I was younger, but then when I tried to become like more fit and working towards my goals and stuff, I would tell myself, "Come on, you're not there yet. Oh, that you're not doing enough at the gym. You're not doing enough at your job. You're not progressing fast enough. You're not doing enough." Yeah, so like even if it's subconscious little thoughts that seep in, they can factor into your mental health. Like I know like blah blah blah, don't be sensitive, push through, blah blah blah. Now you have to be realistic here. If you're fat and out of shape and not going gym and not taking your diet seriously, telling yourself you're improving, you can achieve your goals, it just won't work. Okay, you have to be real. Okay, me talking about don't have negative thoughts isn't some like silly thing where I'm saying like, oh, blah blah, love yourself. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, no, no, no. I'm being like, be positive towards yourself if you're putting in the work. Okay, don't tell yourself you're improving and you can achieve your goals if you're not putting in the work. Okay, yeah, maybe if you're not putting in the work, maybe you don't deserve to have positive thoughts. Okay, like I'm talking about you putting in the work and still having negative thoughts. That's something that'll just spiral you out of control. Okay, you want to correlate your good habits with positive thoughts. um you must take action to build real positive thoughts, or else you're just lying to yourself. You can't tell yourself, oh, I'm getting fitter and eating Takis and sleeping in and not going gym. If you're actually putting the work everywhere else, then and train your mind, you can shift these negative thoughts into positive ones. Even if it's as simple as I ate whole foods and I'm proud of myself. This positive thought will literally help your body generate more positive thoughts. It'll just slowly start growing. This isn't something that happens overnight. Like maybe you'll feel like a slight difference when you first start doing it, but this will take time. Like for me, like excuse me, excuse me. Even now, I catch myself having some negative thoughts, and I've been trying to generate positive thoughts for the past 60 days. And actually no, I'm trying to be more positive for uh like honestly last year or so, but I've been really focused on it for the past 60 days, and just like thinking and like saying, oh, I'm proud of myself for eating whole foods, I'm proud of myself for going to the gym, correlating a good habit with like positive thoughts rather than saying, oh yeah, I went to the gym, but uh 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 I could have gone even harder, like I was on the treadmill for 30 minutes, I could have done 35. Like yeah, like push yourself, yes, but you must also give yourself the win, or else you're just gonna be in an endless cycle of just, oh, you're never enough, blah blah blah, right? You're gonna have to correlate good habits with positive thoughts. You went to the gym, you pushed literally as hard as you can. You did the proper amount of cardio. You took care of your joints. You took care of your mobility, your stretching. Say that you're proud of yourself. Okay, you ate good. Say that you're proud of yourself. You'll correlate those good habits with good thoughts, and your brain will say, okay, let's keep doing them, let's push even harder, let's get 35 minutes next time. You'll get true longevity, instead of some sort of like temporary, like, oh, you didn't do enough, I'm gonna do more next time. And then your brain's literally telling you, oh, it's bad that like you're literally telling yourself you didn't do enough, so it's basically saying that session was bad, you have to do better, like sure, for some people maybe it'll work, but at least for me, when I started generating positive thoughts, I was able to push even harder in the gym. Like I used to, yeah, for a long time I was like, oh, blah blah, you didn't push hard enough, push harder, and I'd push harder, right? But I would just feel terrible doing it. I don't know why. The moment I started shifting my mindset towards positive thoughts in the past 60 days, I've literally been able to push myself harder in the gym than I've ever pushed myself, break my plateaus, um, like really focus and feel every single rep and set, and like I feel great after the gym now. I used to think I felt great, but I truly feel great now. If you have any limiting belief that willpower is something that you can't develop and can't strengthen and can't improve, then you're wrong. Okay, willpower isn't a fixed trait. It's kind of like a muscle. You can develop and make it stronger through training. Okay, it'll also need rest. Willpower isn't a fixed trait. It's like a muscle, and just like any muscle, it gets stronger with training. Think about it. You can train your mind to be more focused. You can strengthen your mental resilience. You can literally rewire your brain to default to more positive thoughts, and it's done by consciously choosing what you expose to every day, the information you consume, the people you talk to, and the environment you put yourself in. Literally everything that surrounds you and internally. You can change the way you think by changing your environment. You can choose what you interact with every day. You can, even if your willpower is strong enough to push through diets and harsh training, you still have to treat it like a muscle, and let it rest and recover to grow stronger. You have to take action to strengthen it, and let it rest and recover to break mental plateaus. Now, this doesn't mean you should stop doing stuff that improves your willpower. There's a part of your brain that shrinks and grows when you do like uncomfortable things. Um, and that part of your brain will continually grow, to like make your willpower stronger if you continue doing uncomfortable things, if you continue to break plateaus. You want to let it rest and recover through sleep. Okay, you want to get proper rest and recover so you can focus through sleep. When I say you have to let it rest, that's what I mean. I don't mean you stop doing the hard habit, you stop doing cardio. No. You keep pushing through your workout. Water. You keep pushing through your workout. You keep pushing through your meditation time every day. You keep journaling more. You keep reflecting. You keep pushing your limits. Okay, but you rest and recover by sleeping. Okay, this is, you don't stop doing the hard habits, or else that part of your brain will shrink. Yeah, the anterior mid cingulate cortex. This is the part of your brain that grows along with your willpower and shrinks when you stop pushing yourself, okay? Um, Once you stop pushing yourself, your peak plateau is no longer something to handle. This is why whenever I went on a hard diet and then spiraled out of control and stopped doing the core or like cardio afterwards, or stopped eating healthy and like stopped pushing myself, I would force myself to go back to like the super hardcore workout and super hardcore diet and like restrict like whatever restricted thing, and then I would just crash after a little bit. It's because that ceiling that you had is no longer the ceiling that you have now, because that part of your the AMC, the anterior mid cingulate cortex, literally shrank when I stopped pushing myself. I couldn't handle that peak plateau anymore. If I tried, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna have to slowly progress up again and build momentum. It's just that's just how your brain works, unfortunately. You can push yourself as hard as you can, but that's just how the brain works. Okay. Now, let's speak about diet. Okay, I know. I started by saying this diet isn't the problem, and it isn't. Okay, your diet isn't what you shifting your diet will not solve your overeating problem. It isn't the root cause. Okay, it's all mental. Diet, however, is something that you can use. Okay, it's a tool, not the root cause. Once you start to put in the real work, train your mind, lowering removing your limiting beliefs, breaking them, lowering your stress, your diet becomes a very powerful tool. Okay, your diet is what will help you feel good. Okay, your sleep is what will help you feel good, help you function properly. Okay, now now because you shifted your identity, shifted your mindset, shifted all this stuff in your head, um instead of having diet be something that you're forced into, um or something that has like negative correlation with like yourself, because like it's something that you want to do because your new identity is going to be health and fitness and being healthy and not overeating and all that stuff. It's going to be fuel that builds your new identity. Okay, a poor diet will drain your willpower, will drain everything in you. Okay, it's not good for you. A strategic one makes your mental growth sustainable, your mental growth sustainable. Now, I struggled with dieting my whole life. I always felt like I had to eat absolutely everything that I was served. Using a food, I used to use food as a reward for like any form of accomplishment. Um, and I agree that leaving food uneaten and going to waste is not good. But you can always pack and leave food as leftovers or to eat the next day or something, right? I grew up in a household that enforced finishing all my meals, but shifting my identity to like health and fitness helped me understand you only need a certain amount of food. You just need to track it and then finish your food because you're tracking it, right? I eat whole foods, plenty of healthy fats like fatty fish, salmon, steak, eggs, avocados. Um, I use healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil. Um, you can eat stuff like Brazil nuts and pistachios if you like, but I eat those things when I'm bulking, but I really don't eat any form of like nuts. What I'm cutting is just insanely calorie dense. Um, Even though they're like really good for you. Like I love Brazil nuts, but pistachios are my favorite. Okay, I love those things. um, Honestly, um, research says to eat fatty meats like 1 to 2, maybe 3 times a week. But I've tried that. I don't feel anywhere as good as I do when I eat it pretty much daily. But when I'm cutting, I eat it like 5, sometimes 6 times a week. Um, but when I'm bulking, oh, I eat fatty meats, eggs, and avocados daily. I feel so much less energy on the days where I don't have fatty meats. Like when I'm cutting right now, and the days where I have just like chicken breast and like mostly eggs is my fats. I feel less energy. I just feel less good. Um, right now I'm eating proteins like chicken breast, sirloin steaks, protein powder, lactose-free Greek yogurt, and I'm eating like on average like 6 eggs a day, and like that might seem like a lot to you guys, but um If I had any more calories to work with, I'd be eating like 10 eggs daily. For me, 10 eggs, sometimes even more. I feel better with more eggs, okay? I like right now I try to have a fatty fish like every few days, try to make sure I get my omega-3s in. Um and yeah, I include healthy fats in my meals to have healthy levels of testosterone. Like cholesterol is literally the building block to produce testosterone as well as other steroid hormones. Okay, um, the whole reason why you gain weight after finishing all your meals is because you don't track. Okay, your plate literally has too much food. Use MyFitnessPal or something where you have to manually track it. Okay, track calories manually. I should put track calories manually at the end, but it's first. Track calories manually. Don't use none of those stupid apps where you take a picture of it. Okay, it cannot track how much oil is in there. If I stuck a big piece of chocolate in the middle of my oats and sunk it all the way deep there, they wouldn't know there's chocolate in there. It can't track that. It can't track the amount of oil it has. You must weigh it out, like see if you a tablespoon of oil or like a tablespoon of butter or four chocolate bars. You know, don't eat four chocolate bars. Um, whatever it is, you must manually track it. Don't use those stupid apps. Okay, they don't work. At least they won't work most of the time. So, so consistency with routine, sorry, with identity, routine, and habits. I was in the way. Um, you must create an identity that aligns with your goals and ambitions. Okay, your actions provide evidence of the type of person you are. Okay, the whole affirm in your mind and then you become is it doesn't work unless you put in the work. The way your brain works is that the actions that you take provide evidence for the type of person you are. When you intentionally change how you see yourself, your behavior follows to reinforce that new self-image. Okay, like step one is affirming, but people only do step one and expect to get fit, expect to get rich, expect to do better in school or something. Like if they do the whole affirmations thing, if they try it, right? Most people just look at it and be like, oh no, that's stupid. I'm not even gonna try it. Or at least whenever see people talk about it, they're like, oh, that's a bunch of garbage. Every time you perform an action that aligns with your new identity, uh, your new identity is being formed. Um, you shift from that previous identity to the new version of yourself with these small, consistent actions. The language that you use to describe yourself influences your like self-perception. Instead of saying I'm trying to get healthier, you should say I'm someone who prioritizes nutrition. I have the identity of someone who prioritizes my mental health, my physical health. I'm a health and wellness sort of person, that kind of stuff. um this subtle change is like the affirmations that you do, the first step. Okay, this is not the only step, the first step. um Reinforces your new identity to both yourself and the people around you if you say it around people. But this is why like positive thoughts matter so much. You're literally changing yourself from your foundation. um your environment can either strengthen your old identity or fuel your new one. Okay, you want to surround yourself with things, content, and people that reinforce who you want to become. The saying like, oh, if you hang around four millionaires you become the fifth, or four fifth people and you become a fifth person, or you basically become like the fifth person of that group, is true, because that's your surroundings, that's your environment. um Now shifting from your old identity to the new one is difficult. Okay, this is not something that happens overnight. But to make the shift as fast as possible, you got to take these steps seriously. Since we addressed how to change your surroundings, limiting beliefs, positive thoughts, all you have to also do is affirm that you're a healthy person, respects and takes care of their mind and body, and to take action to develop that new identity. The way your brain builds it is by taking action. Okay, just saying it in your head won't work. You got to take the steps towards that new version of yourself. for your brain to build that new identity, or else you're just lying to yourself. Your brain's not going to believe you. You're going to tell yourself, I'm fit, and you're stuffing your face with chocolate. Like, no, oh, I care about my health. No, you don't. Your brain literally is like feeling poisoned. So at first, um, I kept my goal at 1 minute of meditation. So meditating, right? Um, and I would usually get more than a minute, just because like, oh, I'll just put it in for 1 minute, alarm will go off, and then I'll just continue going because like I'm already there, right? And I was like, okay, might as well do it a bit longer. Now I put my timer at around 6.5 minutes. I still every now and then I'll open my eyes and it's at like 1 minute 20 seconds or something. So my limit is around 6.5 minutes. I would highly recommend keeping it at 1 minute, honestly, just so like you can just like get the consistency in and doing it every day and daily, because like get like just doing the habit every day and like putting it into your routine and habit daily will be like the biggest like step that you can make towards starting your meditation journey. um and of course you can gradually move it up if you want, but just keeping it at 1 minute will ensure you doing it consistently, because what's 1 minute? Like seriously, like what's 1 minute? It's literally you close your eyes, you focus on your breath. So the issue most people face is being consistent, because some days if it may seem like a hassle or you just forget, right? Sure, like I understand you can forget, right? But the way I get it done is by making it as convenient as possible. So last year, about 1 year, uh, not even last year, about 1 year into my fitness journey, I found it really hard to just keep going to the gym and keep eating right and all this stuff. And so I formed a routine. Okay, so I just made it as convenient as possible. I would keep my gym clothes out, so then I would wear my gym clothes. I would keep my supplements next to my water. I keep my fridge full of foods that I needed, pre-workout next to my creatine. Um, and it just made it super easy for me to uh, get into the routine to go to the gym that day, or or just take my supplements for the day if it's a rest day or something, right? Like because I had my gym clothes laid out, I would just put my gym clothes on even if I didn't feel like it. And I was literally developing momentum, and I was one step closer to going to the gym because I had my gym clothes on. Makes you feel good, right? Makes you feel like you're in the gym sort of mood. This type of routine is what allowed me to become consistent enough to not miss a single gym session in the past 2.5 years, except for, of course, being sick or intentional breaks that I had to take, or else, I would get injured. Like, I've taken probably like two or three, like 3 full day breaks from the gym just because I went for like 4 weeks straight, like 3 weeks straight. I was like, okay, I'm gonna injure myself. I gotta take it easy. Um, and yeah, like that first year of going to the gym was like pure discipline, pure willpower, and just like motivation. But creating that routine is what helps me stick to it. Like I don't feel like I'm using any willpower to go to the gym. It's literally just like a routine at this point. Yeah, the point of the routine is so you're not thinking, you're not like getting decision fatigue. You're not thinking about putting on clothes, putting on whatever pre-workout, whatever music. You're not thinking about the hard commute to the gym or the really hard last set that's like painful or whatever, right? The whole point is just like putting one foot ahead of the other. Okay, like taking it step by step. You're just creating momentum towards going to the gym. So I've been doing this for the past like year and a half, right? And I watched another one of Hamza's videos, and he outlined that habits are formed through cues and routines. And I realized, hold on, I've been doing this and I didn't even realize it. So I was like, okay, why don't I? And then he was like, oh, blah blah, um, stuff about meditation and journaling, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply to meditation and journaling. So that's when I went out and bought the physical copy of my journal, and I realized, oh, I've been inconsistent on my journaling because I've been using my phone, which has multiple associations. Like when you open your phone, you don't think, oh, phone and journaling. You think like, okay, yeah, phones are meant to call and text people, right? But you open your phone, you go to Instagram. You open your phone, you go to TikTok. You open your phone, you go to Snapchat. You open your phone, you go to YouTube. You open your phone, you go to some sort of like distraction, or if you really are like super on like work and business and career, maybe you'll go onto WhatsApp, or maybe you'll go on a phone call, like whatever, right? There's multiple associations with your phone, and not just journaling. So unless I went on my phone with the intention of journaling, and even if I did do that, like there's sometimes where like I think, okay, let's go journal, right? And then all of a sudden, like I'm like, wait, why am I texting my friend, or why am I scrolling or something, right? And then I'd be like, oh yeah, I have to go journal, and then that would just like ruin my flow of thoughts, right? Um, I went out, bought a nice pen and journal, and placed it next to my computer. Okay. Now every single time I sit down on my desk, I'm like, oh, I should journal and meditate. And this part of and the meditation part is completed through the if then plan, which was developed by Peter Goldwasser, a psychologist. So yeah, psychologist Peter Goldwasser. So if I sit down at my desk and see my journal, then I remember, oh, I should meditate and journal. This makes sense because journaling and meditation go hand in hand. They're both developing your brain's your mental health, your brain strength, your willpower, all this stuff, right? Um, the journal is also a physical reminder of my commitment to my goals. So it'll just remind me of all these things. Meditation could be placed routine by a specific clock. Okay, well, hold on. Let me just allow me to drink some water. So meditation could be placed in the routine by using a specific clock or room as your cue. But honestly, um, uh, I used to just like wake up and do it, but since like I would just wake up and meditate, but I was like, hold on, why is this like for me? Like I was doing it for like a week or two, and I was like, why is this super hard? I keep on thinking about like racing thoughts and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start journaling first. So I would just wake up like before this whole like meditation and journaling thing. Yeah, I would just wake up and scroll on my phone or whatever, and then eventually go to my desk and then hop on my computer, right? But now since I'm off of my phone, I don't touch my phone. I just get into my routine and sit down at my desk. I sit on my desk and I see my journal, and then that's what cues me to journal and then meditate. I journal first because I got racing thoughts. I just needed to throw whatever thoughts I had onto paper, and then I'll jump into some meditation, right? I also noticed that like I would stop. I would like slow down my racing thoughts in the morning if I just did something productive. So like if I woke up and just drank like a glass of water or two glasses of water or whatever, it just developed like a positive sort of momentum that day, and it just like lowered my overthinking, anxiety, and all this stuff. And it's really just as simple as that, like creating positive momentum. If you struggle with not looking at your phone first thing in the morning, just leave it in a separate room. I struggle with this too. Like I only recently stopped sleeping with my phone in my room, and it's helped my sleep tremendously. And I never really had that much of an issue waking up and not looking at my phone when I started these past 60 days on not overeating and all this stuff. But it's also super easy for me because I have all my notifications off. I have my I can only open my phone if I hit the power button. Like I can't touch the screen. If I touch the screen, it won't light up. I have to manually click the button on the side, so then it'll turn on, and no notifications or nothing unless obviously I'll put on an alarm or something. But I just don't keep my phone in my room anymore, and I don't use an alarm anymore. Yeah, so this makes it super easy for me to forget my phone's even there. So whenever I did have my phone there, I would wake up and I'll just kind of forget it's there. And like unless I was about to leave to the gym or something, I'd be like, oh, I forgot where's my phone? Why is it not with me? Yeah, honestly, I'd recommend using a clock instead of your phone as an alarm because again, your phone has multiple associations other than being an alarm, right? I mean, obviously, phones are cool because you can do tons of things with them, but because it has multiple associations, whenever I'd snooze it, I end up like going on texting someone or on social media or something, and like in the worst cases I've like spent 10 or 15 minutes just like straight out of bed without realizing that time had passed, and I'm like, oh, I'm late now. And like in that time you could have finished journaling or meditating. So if you really want an alarm, like honestly invest in a clock, or try to have like a consistent sleep schedule so you don't even need a clock. um I'm trying to develop a more consistent sleep schedule right now. So, what you can journal about? Hold myself again. You can practice gratitude or ask yourself like these questions, right? That are on the screen. If you're overthinker like me, It's hard not to find something to journal about. You're literally just mind's just racing, like all the time. Uh, just think of anything in relation to your to like, oh, why am I overthinking? What am I overthinking about? Binge eating, anxiety, or try to find the root cause of one of them. Like one of the things I journaled about was like any experiences that could have caused me to be more so anxious or overthinking all the time. Maybe it was like stressful life events or childhood or being or like feeling left out in social settings or something like anything that could have caused anxiety, right? I just ask myself, why am I feeling this way, or any problems or worries I have today, or things that can impact my future, or like maybe something like, what am I doing today? What's on my mind today, right? Just like put it down on paper, right? It genuinely helps. And meditation. So you don't need any app or device. I literally, like earlier I said, just like associate like a clock or something with meditation. Um, I don't use a clock app on my phone, and I genuinely just use my computer. I have like a tab open with like a timer for 6.5 minutes, and I just use that, right? And uh, for me at least, it's better for me to use my computer than my phone, because like I use my computer strictly for like work, and like s- sometimes I'll FaceTime like one of my friends on my computer, but rarely, you know. I'll mostly on work and stuff. So like I don't associate my computer with like entertainment really. It's mostly like my phone or the TV or something, right? I use my computer, but before I use my computer, I would just use a clock. I would just look at the clock, meditate, look at the clock again, see how much time has passed. If 5 minutes have passed, then cool. If not, I go back to meditating, right? I would honestly recommend using a clock instead, just because your clock has one association, time. But I personally use my computer now. I just search it up on Google. So here's how I train my brain for focus and discipline. All you have to do is focus your attention on your breath. Okay, like I use my breath. You can use anything you want, but I think breath is like the simplest thing you can use. At least that's what I personally use. Um, so I focus. So I close my eyes, focus on my breath, and just keep on focusing until my mind thinks about something random. Maybe I think about food. Actually, I don't really think about food that much anymore. I usually end up thinking about, oh, I have to do blah 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 task. I have to go to the gym. I have to eat that. I have to track that or something like that, right? Whatever it is that I think about, I think about that, and then once I think about that, I'm like, oh, I'm not focusing on my breath anymore, and then I'll refocus my attention to my breath. If you're a total beginner, yeah, again, start off with 1 minute. Um, Yeah, and you can increase your goal time accordingly with like whatever you're comfortable with, and to keep on pushing past, right? The reason why meditation allows you to be able to make better decisions is because it's literally a practice in voluntary discomfort. Um, your brain wanders off and thinks of something random, and then you refocus back on your breath, and this builds your willpower. You're literally just like practicing being uncomfortable. And it's obviously applicable to other areas of life, like being more focused on each rep of the gym, being more focused on work, being able to like dive into deep work, being able to say no to a donut, being able to do all that at like a with more focus at a higher level. So meditation doesn't have to be focused on your breath. It can be anything. But so yeah, so far I've only used my breath. Now, social media exposure. Let me move myself again. Seriously, you have to take action now. Stop frying your dopamine receptors. Okay, lowering the amount of time you spend on social media will lower your body's reward system, and you and most of the population are most definitely addicted to social media. Like scrolling and short form content has fried your dopamine. Overstimulation of short form content, entertainment style causes your brain to become less sensitive to dopamine. This literally causes your day to day happiness to lower, because yeah, when your dopamine sensitivity is lowered, it can make everyday actions seem less rewarding and less interesting. Naturally, most people feel this way, are glued to their phones, seeking for cheap and easy dopamine because they don't see the benefit in taking action for dopamine anywhere else. The dopamine system encourages the repetition of rewarding behavior. So literally, you scrolling, reward, reward, reward. So it'll literally like it's like scrolling on TikTok or whatever is like literally like the worst thing you can do. The dopamine system encourages repetition of rewarding behavior. You can stop this by literally just taking action today. Delete the apps, plain and simple. I've struggled with this for months. Like this took me months. I deleted and re-downloaded TikTok so many times. It's only been in the past 60 days with the help of just like being super focused with journaling and meditation and stuff. Uh yeah, the pat like even the beginning of the first 60 days, I deleted, re-downloaded TikTok, and it's only really been the past 30, 40 days where I've been just like no more TikTok, no more scrolling, no more all that. Okay, I logged out of like all entertainment apps and everything. Past like 30 days ish. If you're feeling like super bored, like restless, and extremely impatient without your phone, you gotta take action. Like my patience was, I was super impatient with everything. I wouldn't want to wait for anything. I wanted stuff done now, and the moment like a few days after like I stopped scrolling and all this other stuff, I started to become patient for the first time in my life. Like any form of patience for me was like insane. And it's just my patience is getting better and better slowly. Yeah, this change on its own magnified my mind's willpower, focus, as well as my mental health. And all that social media is doing is distracting you, literally draining your brain's energy, thinking about something that has no impact on your life. You're voluntarily weakening your willpower and focus. Even when I watch like long form like educational content or something like that, um I would feel the need to like double to like do the double speed stuff, like holding and then it'll do 2x speed. I only do that every now and then now, but like still that's still like me being impatient, and I'm trying to work on that too. um and like doing all these things, like it seems like a lot of work, and you'll probably feel like alone on this journey because nobody else is really focused on meditation and journaling and like tracking and like reflecting and all this other stuff. Like excuse me, um it might seem like you're the only one doing it, and maybe there's like someone or a few people you know in person, but like I'm also on this journey. Okay, so if you feel like, oh, blah blah, like what's the point of me doing this, like I want you to improve. I want you to stop overeating and like feeling terrible about yourself and ruining your self confidence, and overall just like not being, yeah, just not being happy with yourself because you can't control yourself. I want you to take control over your eating habits and your overthinking, your anxiety, and any of the issues that are stemming from your mental, and like being more positive and being more proud of yourself. Like people can like genuinely feel that energy. Like it's an energy shift. Okay, so social media's impact on your daily life. Okay, so mainstream social media glorifies eating junk and staying lean. Don't fall for it like I did. Okay, I thought, yeah, I can eat junk food and it'll be all fine and fun because I could eat tasty food, right? No. So some people literally eat in a calorie deficit the entire week just to binge eat one day, or even force themselves to do infinite cardio to burn it. You never know what kind of person you're watching. They might be blasting roids, they might be throwing up after eating, or spitting out the food after each bite. And even if they are eating the entire sum of food, doesn't mean that you should be like binge eating and like overeating and all this other stuff. Okay. Like what you're seeing is a performance. Okay, it's people in a brutal calorie deficit all week. Okay, like you don't know what kind of person that you're actually watching. I've done the whole don't eat, like lower your calories the entire week so you can eat a lot of your favorite food at the end of the week, and all it does is like lower my energy the entire week. I got worse lifts. I have less focus. I can't pay attention as much. I'm easily distracted. I feel like I got more brain fog after eating the pizza or fried chicken or whatever it is that I wanted to eat, like dessert or whatever. I got bloating, feeling terrible. I had seed oils just make you feel terrible. I feel terrible after the dopamine crash of eating the tasty food. Your hormones get messed up because you've been eating like your hormones won't get like 100% messed up, obviously, right? But you'll be overall like feeling worse because you have less nutrition, like less food that you're eating, like good food, and then all of a sudden you're eating a bunch of garbage, like basically no nutritional benefits in that garbage, right? You'll feel worse. Feeling worse will just be one step closer to eating more bad food because you'll be craving dopamine. You've been like depriving yourself of certain nutrients, and like even if you were eating like healthy whole foods the entire week, you're still eating less of it, and your body wants more. You're rewarding yourself by giving your food bad food, giving your body bad food. Also, at least for me, like I was overhyping the food the entire week, and I was like looking forward to it, like it was some sort of like like trophy or something, and then it just didn't even like live up to the standards most of the time. Um, and then I just felt terrible the next day as well because like I just ate a bunch of junk food, and workout would be bad. I couldn't like studying would be horrible. I'd feel bad about myself. I was bloated. I wasn't confident, all this stuff. So this leads me to my next point. You gotta commit to cutting out short form content, okay? This is probably one of the more, at least for me, this is definitely like the most difficult thing that I did because like adding an action of journaling, adding an action of meditation, adding an action of tracking macros and like eating healthy, it has like a certain degree of difficulty to it, but like removing something that was like super easy and cheap dopamine for me was like one of the hardest things I've ever done. Even like, yeah, the first like 30 days, the first 20, 30 days of this, I was super struggling on this. And it wasn't until the last 30 days that I was like really like good on this. And like if I start scrolling, like even every now and then, like I deleted TikTok. I still have Instagram because I'm gonna start posting there for fitness content. And like every now and then, I'll open it, right, and I'll have like a DM or something, and like my friend will send me a reel, and I'll see that, and I'll have to manually just like go away, or I'll see something, and then I'll scroll, and I'll be like, oh wait, why am I scrolling? It'll be like more like 1 to 2 minutes max, right, or like maybe like 30 seconds, 15 seconds, usually, where I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, why am I scrolling? I shouldn't be doing this. It still happens, okay? It's super hard. Like for me, this is like probably one of the hard things to cut out. If you start scrolling, it'll be a good like even if you don't watch like food videos and stuff like that, if you're overeating and like glorify food and stuff, there's a good chance that you've liked food before, or like liked mukbang or something like that before, right? If you're anything like me, at least I've done it, right? So if I scroll, there's definitely going to be an ad or some video with food that pops up, and that does not serve you in any way, okay? Like watching these cheap videos, liking them, um, and like seeing them on your screen literally makes your body produce more ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, and you're literally making yourself hungrier by watching other people eat. Like this content is psychological poison. It distracts you, weakens your willpower, makes you want to order food. You're just bringing yourself one step closer. Like you literally change from being like you're just chilling, right? All of a sudden, there's like food on your screen, and then you get hungry. It's gonna make you want to order food. It's gonna make you hungry. More ghrelin, all this stuff. You're going to be more hungry when you're trying to lose weight. But like when you watch people eat, it magnifies your hunger tremendously. The past 30 days, like I've been on a cut for the past like it's gonna be the sixth week, end of the sixth week tomorrow or today. Yeah, end of the sixth today's Sunday. So end of the sixth week today. Sunday? It is Sunday, yeah. And the seventh week is gonna start up next week. And usually at this late I'm like always hungry, right? But because I haven't been watching any of this stuff, like I haven't been hungry all day. I've been actually feeling pretty good all day. I don't feel like I'm depriving myself or anything because I'm not really seeing any food content on my screen. I've been on super hard cuts, and yeah, when you're watching this kind of content on super hard cuts, oh my God, is it difficult to like say no to food and not think about food? It's like it consumes you, to be honest. And yeah, short form content is terrible for you in general, but especially food that glorifies eating stupid amounts of food. is poison for you. So here's a non-negotiable action. You gotta delete these food apps, uh, log out and delete the food ordering apps. That one was hard for me. It took me a long time to delete the apps. I always would just delete the cards. On this cut, I just forgot that I was even on my phone. Then I was like, oh, I got to delete it. You got to make it hard for you to like cheat on your diet. You got to make it hard for you to break good habits. You got to make it hard for you to develop bad habits. Like bad habits are so easy to develop. You want to make it as hard as possible to like t- go towards those bad habits. Um, the content does not serve you. Okay, it just weakens you. So don't even try to try to watch it. The first thing I did was deleting my cars. I deleted the food apps eventually. That was me taking an action step to building that identity of like health and fitness and like super focused during cuts. So now speak about sleep. Water break. So for the past, I want to like, I want to say like I want to say 3 to 4 years, but it's more like 5 to 6 years. I really just didn't care about my sleep. Like honestly, I didn't care about how much sleep I got. Actually, I cared about how much sleep I got. I didn't really care about the schedule. And like even if I got like less sleep, I was like, oh, let's just push through it. It don't matter, right? I feel fine. That's not how it works. 8, 9 months ago, I was sleeping at like 2 a.m. and then 6 a.m. the next night, and like even if I had like a similar like hours of sleep, I felt terrible. I was basically consistently inconsistent at sleeping, and obviously like this is terrible for your health in general. I first started like changing it just because I was worried about my energy levels, my focus, and mainly my physique. Um, uh, you gotta take your sleep seriously. Like you must take your sleep seriously. It not like not only like will it make your physique so much better, it'll make your lifts and quality of life and everything that you do like significantly better. It'll lower brain fog, increase focus, all this stuff. You have to take sleep seriously. Everybody around me said, "Oh, blah blah, you gotta sleep well, blah blah." Like I just kind of ignored them. Don't ignore it like I did, okay? I never really understood the value of sleep and like what poor sleep can do to you. And poor sleep is not something that you want to deal with, okay? Um even though I was able to build like a solid physique, ignoring my sleep and circadian rhythm for most of my lifting career, like don't make the mistake I did. Just recently, I started focusing more on my sleep, and it's like a night and day difference in my lifts, in my mood, and my focus. I feel like I feel more friendly. I feel like I become nicer. I feel like I'm just become happier. Uh, if I took my rest and recovery more seriously, I would definitely would have performed better. Like everywhere, including my physique. Like my physique would have been so much better. I would have been able to probably push more weight, recover better, had less brain fog. Like poor sleep literally causes brain fog, causes more anxiety, it leads to more issues than just overeating. Okay, sleep is literally your body recovering from the day, so it can reset its stress systems. Like short sleep prevents the natural drop in cortisol, the stress hormone. That should occur overnight. This means that you'll wake up with higher baseline anxiety. Okay, like poor sleep quality leads to hyperactive amygdala, the brain's fear center, and a weakened prefrontal cortex, the rational decision making center. This means you react more emotionally and have less capacity to calm yourself down. Even one sleepless night can amplify the amygdala's response to negative stimuli by as much as 60%, which is honestly crazy. Like each night you get less sleep than your body needs, you accumulate a deficit. Even a few hours of sleep can build up to a significant sleep debt over the week. Studies show that a week or two of partial sleep deprivation can lead to the same performance deficits as 1 or 2 nights of total sleep deprivation. Even if you feel like you're getting used to getting less sleep, I always felt like, oh, blah blah, like it's okay, I feel fine, right? Like every few nights, like if I had like one bad sleep night, I'd be like, oh, I'm fine. Like one or two. If I had any more than that, I felt terrible. But research shows that if you continue to experience the same cognitive and physical impairments, even if you don't feel like sleepy or you don't feel tired or whatever. And you can technically recover from sleep deficit by sleeping in on the weekends, but it can take several days to reverse the negative effects of sleep loss. If you're someone getting less than 7 hours consistently, honestly, you gotta take this seriously. Um, this is a major predictor for developing like an anxiety disorder. It creates state of psychological and physiological and psychological hyperarousal, making you feel like constantly on edge. This honestly makes a lot of sense. The moment my sleep became dialed, my overthinking lowered, my anxiety lowered. It obviously impacted my overeating habits and my anxiousness. Everything just like I became much more calm. Even if you're a person who doesn't really suffer from like a bunch of overthinking and anxiety, this will like literally help you calm down and like be more focused and make better decisions and be more calm, less brain fog, and all those cool benefits that sleep has. You got to aim to have like 8 to 10 hours of total sleep per night and prioritize a consistent sleep schedule to minimize sleep debt. Now, you should aim to get 8 to 10 hours of total sleep time. This doesn't mean like total time in bed. Like, you don't get like deep sleep the entire time that you're asleep. Yeah, try to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep so you can get like 6, sometimes 7, or maybe sometimes even less deep quality sleep because getting deep sleep and like proper sleep is like hard. Now, you have to understand the importance of your circadian rhythm. If you find it hard to sleep at the same time every night, set a time or like set an alarm for the time that you'd like to sleep at. I'm trying to sleep earlier and earlier, and I always end up sleeping at like 11, 11:30, something like that. And I understand it's hard when you have to study or work or stay up late or have like a night shift and then a morning shift or whatever it is that like life throws at you that makes it so like it's hard for you to have a consistent sleep schedule. You just gotta try to adjust it like the best you can. Try to get it as consistent as you can and try to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Sleeping at different times disrupts the production of melatonin and cortisol. This dysregulation directly impacts mood and stress resilience throughout the day. Melatonin is primarily released at night in response to darkness and when you usually fall asleep. So you'll get more melatonin when your normal sleep time is. And you literally make it harder to fall asleep because you throw off your body's natural signaling. You just got to try to make it work if your schedule is like really making it hard for you to, like basically impossible for you to sleep at the same time. You want to get it as consistent as possible. Um, Try to get it at 12 o'clock every night. Try to get it at 1 a.m. every night. Try to get it at 11 p.m. every night. Whatever it is, if you have a really hard schedule, just try to get it as close as you can to the same time every single night. Try not to be on like super different sleep times. If you don't have like shifts or lots of work that keeps you up late at night or whatever, you should aim to sleep within the same 45-minute window every single night. So yeah, for me, I'm trying to sleep earlier and earlier, but usually my window is anywhere between 11:15 and 11:45. Sometimes I sleep later. Sometimes I have like a hard time sleeping. Usually because honestly, just get like racing thoughts or like maybe I took too much caffeine or something that day. Even if you can't because of work or whatever, you need to aim to sleep near the same time. It's just obviously unfortunate for your scenario. Um, if I was in that scenario, I would just try to sleep at the same time with the best of my ability. So bad sleep has an impact on your appetite hormones. So inconsistent sleep can literally alter the levels of your appetite regulating hormones, ghrelin and leptin. So you'll get higher ghrelin um, if you have sleep deprivation, because sleep deprivation increases the level of ghrelin, the hormone that makes you hungry, and lower leptin. It decreases uh, the hormone that makes you feel full, and it overall increases cravings. This hormone imbalance can increase cravings for like high calorie, high carb foods, further contributing to poor glucose control. Um, and it all makes sense because like in high school I was averaging like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and I thought like okay, yeah, I'm a high school kid, right? I'm growing. It makes sense for me to be hungry all the time. But when I say I was hungry all the time, bro, I was hungry all the time. I was eating all the time and I couldn't get full. And it makes sense because I had the the increased cravings for high calorie, high carb foods. An inconsistent sleep schedule can initiate hormonal cascade that increases stress, reduces your body's ability to use glucose efficiently, and could cause weight gain. Like all these contribute to impaired glucose regulation, and it can also increase the risk of metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes. Take your sleep seriously. Like I'm laughing a little bit and like maybe not being that serious, but like sleep is important. Don't neglect it. You'll be your potential is much higher than you think it is. You can beat whatever goals you have if you maximize all these aspects. Okay, so healthy fats. Now, honestly, I didn't want to make this slide because this is embarrassing. Yeah, in hindsight, this is like very, very embarrassing. But if it helps you, then this is worth it. So on a few of my past cuts, when I was at the like last 3 weeks, last 4 weeks maybe, I just kind of stopped paying attention to the amount of fats that I was eating, and I was just chasing the pump. Like I just wanted energy in the gym. I wanted to look good in the gym, so I would just eat carbs before and after my workout, and ate the protein from like whole foods like ground beef, bison, occasionally steak, and I have like anywhere from like 15 to like 30 or 40 grams of fats like per day. More towards the 30 or 40 if I had eggs or avocado, but I still like limited the amount that I was eating in general because I was trying to conserve my calories and all this stuff. But that's still nowhere close to enough for someone as big as me. And don't make the same mistake I did. Remember how earlier I said yeah, cholesterol is a fundamental building block for testosterone, other steroid hormones. It's also like healthy fats are essential for your hormones in general. Um, I needed to eat more fats from whole foods, like the ones I mentioned in the diet section of the video, and to have healthy levels of testosterone. Yeah. If this helps any of you, then like sure, I'll happily put this in the video. But this is embarrassing for me. um, so my current diet. Right now, I eat 2 to 3 eggs in the morning, right before I and eat them right before I make an oat bowl with added berries, bananas, and protein powder. I add all those things to my oats because it slows down digestion. I add cinnamon too. I stopped adding cinnamon just because I ran out of cinnamon and I just kept forgetting to buy it. But I add cinnamon as well. And adding the berries, bananas, protein powder, and having the eggs beforehand slows down the digestion, which allows my blood sugar to ease instead of rising super quick. Um, and I have oats before training to ensure my body has the carbs and glycogen stores to train efficiently. I try to avoid eating oats on days that I'm not training, or at least avoid eating oats earlier in the day. Um, just because oats they cause bloating, and I'd rather have oats just on days before training, and just so I can get like a good amount of carbs and really easy carbs in like 2 hours before. And then I have like pre-workout, I have a banana and raw honey about like 30 to 15 minutes before the workout, and an hour or two after the workout I end up having a protein shake or banana or lactose free Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein powder. And usually I throw 2 scoops of or 2 cups of frozen mixed berries. Or sometimes if I don't finish my oats in the morning, I reheat them, add a scoop of protein, maybe some berries or a banana, depending on what I'm feeling. And I eat that like after my workout. I usually end up being stuck in traffic, or if I come home and I want to shower first, I do that first. But generally, like it's usually like an hour to 2 hours after. Like my lifting session ends, and then I do 30 minutes of cardio. Then I do 40. Then I do like 15, 20 minutes of stretching, flexibility, mobility, uh, training, and then I drive home, and then once I get home it's usually like an hour to 2 hours after my lifting session, but like the cardio and everything together usually an hour and a half. But you should really be if you can get your protein and carbs in 30 minutes after your training. Yeah. For dinner I have sweet potato proteins like steak, chicken with eggs, sometimes avocado if I have more fats. um but yeah, I should be getting protein in like 30 minutes after my training. And also it just helps out with my hunger. Like I'm so hungry after my workouts. It's ridiculous. So how I eat out on vacation or holiday. So even on vacation, you have to keep your priorities straight. I'm being so serious. Um, eat your maintenance calories. Maybe go. Oh, let me move myself real quick. Um, eat at your maintenance calories, maybe a bit above it, but honestly, as long as you get your like steps in, hit 10K steps or higher, which is super easy to do on vacation. It's kind of hard to gain too much weight unless you overindulge in food and overeat dessert and just like sleep around, do nothing, right? Make sure you get proteins and early on in the day. It's hard to gain too much weight, um, but this is what I do to enjoy like my favorite foods on vacation. Um, Obviously, in like moderation. If I'm on holiday, like at home, I just eat whatever I normally eat, right? But let's say I'm on vacation somewhere, I just buy protein powder there, or like bring protein powder. I have like a protein shake in the morning, or if I can, I go out to eat. I go out and buy some eggs, or if I'm really like committed, I'll buy eggs and like some protein and like cook in the morning. But usually I'm not feeling like super like disciplined on vacation. So then I just go to a restaurant. I just go to restaurants and try to get like eggs and protein in the morning. But they usually never have enough protein. Like their portions are super small. So like if you can just like get the protein shake in the morning, it's like protein powder and water. Like you don't need that much, right? I try to stick it to mainly whole foods. Um, and yeah, getting protein in early in the morning just makes you more full the entire day. It makes it less likely for me to overeat and like just like keep my stuff in my face because that's also a reason why I'm not a big fan of fasting. I used to do like intermittent fasting and like fasting in the morning and stuff, but after I would fast, I would eat my meal, I would like scarf it down super quick and then I'll still be hungry. Cause I just think that eating your protein in early in the morning, some slow digesting carbs maybe, it'll just keep you full and it'll make it so it's less likely for you to overeat later on in the day. So yeah, uh, enjoy your favorite foods, but don't overconsume. If you journal and you meditate and you master your whole identity aspect of it, you'll have the basic foundations to fight overeating. And even on vacation, it'll be a lot easier for you to not overeat if you're still like being like a having the identity of a health and wellness and someone who prioritizes that health. You won't be overeating and all that stuff, but like obviously, still have fun. And true moderation. Okay, even though I eat like whole foods 8 or 9 months out of the year, I'm still trying to like push it more towards like 10 plus months, right? Um, yeah, as long as you do these steps, this system will help you fight overeating just like I did. But if you have bigger aspirations for your health and physique, then you're gonna have to change your mindset and be even more disciplined. Again, I'm trying to become better every single year, right? Like I eat whole foods 8 or 9 months out of the year. I'm trying to do more towards like 9 or 10. Earlier I said to fight your overeating, you have to understand you're going to eventually eat your favorite foods from time to time. And you technically can still do that in the right context, but if you want to get ahead and become the best version of yourself and stick to cuts, you're gonna have to give up ordering food and snacks by yourself. Even even when you're off of cuts, be truly disciplined, become the best version of yourself. Of course, build that momentum and break your first plateau of fighting your issue with overeating, and just keep going. Fight to be the best version of yourself. Don't like listen to people who say, oh, it's okay to have a little chocolate bar, it's okay to have a little processed food, it's okay to eat out often, it's okay to order McDonald's. Let's just get McDonald's, right? Like don't listen to those people. You are on a journey to like become the best version of yourself. You want to feed your body the right nutrition, whole foods that will help you focus, help you stay disciplined, help you work harder, help you stay more focused on your studies, help you stay more focused on your goals and your ambitions, and be able to go harder and be more focused and be more dialed in the gym and be more dialed in everything in life, right? Be more present when you're talking to people, be more social. Have like you doing all these things, you're literally building the identity of like a more confident person because you're doing the things that you're telling yourself you're going to do. You telling yourself you're going to do something and then lying to yourself and then cheating on yourself is the reason why your confidence is getting lowered because you're literally cheating yourself. You you're lowering your own confidence. My confidence has skyrocketed in the past 60 days because I've been doing the stuff that I've been telling myself to do, and I've been able to speak to like random strangers without like having any form of like social anxiety Obviously, I'll still like somewhat like, oh, I shouldn't bother them, blah blah, right? Like people like talking. Be respectful, be kind. Give like the person space, obviously, right? Like just like say, hey, hello, how are you, blah blah. What you if you're at the gym, just like say like, hey, what you hitting, right? I used to like when I was like in my deep rut and like not listening to my diet at all and not journaling, not meditating or anything, like I just didn't feel like I felt like super anxious and I just felt like I was bothering people if I was speaking to them. I just wouldn't speak to anyone. And that's not something that you want to be doing. Like humans are meant to be social. Obviously, be respectful, um, be kind, like make sure you're not actually bothering people, right? But you'll know if you're bothered. You'll only be bothering someone if you continue like continue talking to them past when the conversation has ended. You know, just saying like, hey, hello, how are you? How's your day? Just like regular normal stuff like that is like completely fine, right? Like you can have like like you can make a friend and like have like a proper conversation with them, but um your confidence will skyrocket if you do the things that you tell yourself to do the hard things that you tell yourself to do. You'll be uncomfortable meditating, you'll be uncomfortable um dieting, you'll be uncomfortable training. Like it's literally difficult for a reason. That's why it's uncomfortable. Like that kind of uncomfortable things, like the hard things that develop you into a better person. And because you get yourself to do them, and you put a positive correlation and correlation to those like really hard habits that develop yourself to become better, you'll be proud of yourself. You'll have more confidence, and you'll be able to speak to people. Okay, obviously, be respectful. Um, if you're interested in achieving the best physique you can, then you have to come to terms with like, not eating unhealthy food when eating out. Like even I have like, burgers and like pizza and stuff when I eat out, right? But like if you like I want to strive to be the best version of myself, right? And I think the best way to live is just be most of the time locked in, dialed on your cut. Like I'm 8 to 9 months of the year. That's still most of the time that I'm dialed in. I want to improve that, right? And you'll slowly, like gradually work your way up to becoming more and more locked in and like eat better and eat healthier, right? And I want to achieve the best physique I want. So I have to come to terms with just like not eating out even less, right? Or like eating out even less, and tracking calories all the time. Like whenever I eat out, I really don't want to track the calories because I don't want to see the number, because I know it's gonna be something tremendous, right? There's something that I do not want to see, right? Tracking calories even more. The reward is the body, the reward's not the food. You have to understand that there's a trade-off to achieving your dream body. You can your your goal is the body, your goal is the lifestyle. Your goal is not to eat the food after you achieve your body, because you can eat the food now and you see how terrible you feel eating the terrible food now. So there's no point. It's a whole identity shift. It's a whole new life. If you're bulking, you only need a 2 to 300 calorie surplus to get muscle gains. You If you struggle with going above 2 to 300 calories, just like super easy, right? Because like if you have overeating issues, it's super easy to go about that, even with whole foods. Like even when I'm bulking, it's very easy for me to go over my calories. Um, just like continue using the system in this guide. Journal, meditate, build your focus, break your limiting beliefs, and really track your calories. Like the whole purpose of like building your mental strength is literally just like building the ability to say no, building your ability to your focus on all the stuff, gym, everywhere. You have to understand that if you don't want the best physique you can attain, then sure you can keep your goals lower. But the truth is, when you're getting complacent, there's another guy that's working harder to break his plateaus. There's someone else that's pushing harder, that's eating healthier, that's tracking every single macro, and like you and all these guys are in a race, and that guy's winning the race right now. You can't be getting complacent if it isn't the guy working harder. Um, the chances are you begin getting complacent, you're going to stop doing the good habits and fall back into your old habits, which will lead towards downward momentum. Remember how I said that that part of your brain that shrinks and grows. Your that part of your brain will literally start to shrink again because you'll stop doing the good habits, and then your limit will lower, your plateau, your ceiling go lower again because you stop pushing yourself. You want to continue pushing yourself harder. You want to continue breaking your plateaus and keep on growing, or else you only go up or down. There's no staying the same. You cannot stay the same. Um, if you want to strive for the best body you can attain, even with overeating issues, you can control your overeating with the implementation of the soul system. I'm not perfect either. I strive to reach the best physique I can, and I mess up all the time. I cheated on my diet. I've overeaten my calories. I've ended up ordering food. I've relapsed. I've gone into ruts. If I eat out, I don't want to track my calories. I hate doing it. That's like it like forms like a headache in my head. I'm like, I don't want to think about it. But the point is to strive to be the best version of yourself. Okay, don't beat yourself up, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. If you mess up, it just means that you're here plateau. I'm saying if you mess up, it's because you're human, and that's because that's plateau, and that's your limit. Okay, you have to just like take a deep breath, understand that was your plateau. Okay, and you have to understand that that was your limit. Okay, just like breathe, relax, understand that you have to master this current plateau. Once you master it, then push past it, right? When I go out, yep, I still eat burger every now and then. You should like ask the chef if they can cook your steak or cook your protein in like olive oil or butter rather than seed oils and whatever. Um, and yeah, this video was genuinely meant for people struggling with overeating in general and trying to stay at an ideal body fat year round. But if you're interested in cutting and losing weight properly and not spiraling out of control after a long cut, it's simple. Just slowly reintroduce calories back into your diet. You can do this within 2 weeks. Just like slowly add your calories back until you're at your maintenance, and then stay at your maintenance for about 4 weeks until you're comfortable with those calories, and then slowly add calories back up until like two to 300 calories surplus. Um, because you don't know how you and your body will react. Your body's very sensitive after a long cut. Okay, yeah, like overeating is like happens especially when you're cutting, because like you're depriving your body of calories, and your body wants to crave more and more calories. Right? But it also happens to me just like regularly on a diet, because like I don't want to be eating whole foods the entire year, right? Like I see people eating these foods. I see it online, and that's why cutting out social media and like controlling your environment is so important. Um, but yeah, like enjoy life, okay? The point is to build a body, enjoy it, to be that, so to have that body, be able to take your shirt off, be that social guy, be confident. Um, excuse me. To like fit in those clothes better, all that stuff. The point is to be that guy, like build that body and enjoy it. Okay, like be able to go out and enjoy it. You don't build the body so you can eat the food again. You're already eating the food and you feel terrible, obviously. um this is why the mindset shift is crucial towards your goals. Don't binge eat on holiday just because you dieted to look good and call it fun. Enjoy going out on holiday, hang out with friends, family, go to a nice dinner, go to tourist attractions, socialize more, play sports, live life. Okay, like this is a long video, so it's hard to like keep on pushing energy, but I'm very passionate about this. Okay, I thought it was just normal to live life and think about food all day, and sometimes put it above like hanging out with friends. And trust me, there's much more to life than just food. Okay, I know that like if you are in a rut and you're like obsessively thinking about food, it's like hard to think about that, because like I was there too. Trust me, I was there too, and it felt horrible. I felt like food just controlled me. Um, there is more life to this. Just try it. Just try the system. See if it develops a little bit of a new identity. Create momentum, and sooner than you know it, if you continue pushing through it, like you'll start to think food less and less. Okay. Feel free to shoot me a DM on IG if you want to talk about anything I've covered, and if you want to learn more, you can book a call with me. Both links are in the description below. Just yeah, feel free to hop on a call with me. I'm more than happy to talk about overeating issues and like any other issues or any concerns you have with the video or anything. And yeah, but bonus tips for those who watch till the end, because this means that you guys are probably going to implement this, and and I just want to congratulate you on your attention span, because this is obviously a boring educational video. So drink tons of water. Even before I did the whole meditation stuff, right? I was trying to fight my overeating issues, and one thing that helped me tremendously was just chugging a bunch of water in the morning. I worked my way up from like 2 glasses of water to like 3 or 4 every morning, and yeah, I piss a lot, which is annoying. I go pee like every 30 minutes after drinking water. I'm also drinking a lot of water now, but stay hydrated, right? So yeah, chug water. And yeah, you're gonna have to pee more. Using smaller plates is a game changer. I honestly, I thought it was a bunch of garbage. I was like, it's a small plate. How's it gonna help you, right? Nah, I use smaller plates, and it genuinely like makes me more full. I tried putting the same amount of food on like two different, like one day I'll put it on like a big plate, and then the same amount of food in smaller plates, and the smaller plates always make me more full. It doesn't make sense, but it does. It does work. So yeah, and then after eating, try walking or pacing around for just like 15 minutes. I know it's a little bit annoying. Oh, blah blah. You want to sit down because you just say food and blah blah blah, right? Just try moving around for like 15 minutes. And when I first started doing this, I was like, hold on, I'm actually eating way too much food because I'll get cramps from just walking around. And I never really understand how full I am until I walk around. Like when I'm sitting down, I can just keep on scarfing down food. The moment I get up, I'm like, oh, okay, I ate too much, or whatever, right? So brushing your teeth after meals, for me at least, it works. My brain just thinks, "Oh, I brushed my teeth. It's time to. It's I'm done eating food." It's probably because for like most of my life, I would just if like after you brush your teeth, you go to sleep. You don't eat, right? Obviously, right? But after I'm done eating my meal, I'm not really done eating my meal for most of my life, right? I usually grab more food. So yeah, that'll like be like a little like uh helpful little tip. Again, poor brain health, you have lack of willpower, lack of focus. You can miss workouts, or like even if you go to the gym, you're kind of just going through the movements rather than being focused on each rep and each set. And that's one thing that I really noticed that helped for me. Yeah, poor focus, bad form, less intensity, and poor brain health can like lead to worse anxiety or depression, chronic fatigue, bad sleep, poor nutrition, decisions, and I like good mental health, good brain health, good like a strong brain. You get sharp focused. A sharp focused brain helps you stick to consistent habits, push through diets, pain barriers, and handle setbacks or slow progression without collapsing. Again, don't hesitate to book a call with me. Don't hesitate to shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to talk about this stuff. I'm genuinely passionate about this because I know what it feels like to be only thinking about food. And once you overcome these like really bad habits and being able to properly take care of your body and stuff, like you'll be surprised at how much confidence you have in your body. Like with the reason I added the whole positive thoughts aspect is because even though I used to put in the work in my body and go in the gym, like I just wasn't very proud of myself, and you really should because it is hard work. Um, yeah, my heart goes out to you guys if you've been struggling with this stuff, and please implement the system. Yeah, thank you for watching all the way through.